welcome back to my channel. It's Laura. I am coming at you from a lovely Airbnb in Todos Santos, Baja California. We are staying here for a month. Half of the time we're on vacation, and then the other half we'll just be working remotely. I wanted to still bring you great content while I was away. The topic of today's video is how to find and keep great tenants. And this is key. If you are a long-term real estate investor, making sure that you have great tenants who pay on time, who take care of the property, who stay for a while is absolutely key to making sure that your properties are profitable. The last thing that you want to have are tenants that are either not paying or that are trashing your property or just making your life hell. Like you don't want that. You want simple, you want easy. And I firmly believe that if you do the work up front to make sure that you are able to find that right person, that it's going to make your real estate investing experience all the better. And for me, I'm a buy and hold investor, and I want simple, I want easy. And I don't want to be dealing with issues with the property or with the tenants constantly. Like, I want to do all of that work up front so that over the long run, it's a really positive experience for me as well as for my tenants. So, like, that's my vision. That's my big goal in terms of finding and attracting great tenants. So, I'm going to break down the 3 things that I put into place to do that. The first is getting a property in a great neighborhood. Look, tenants are people just like you and me, and they want to live in a great neighborhood that's safe, that's quiet, and that's close to amenities. Oftentimes, neighborhoods like that, the properties just cost more. That's just the way it is. For me, I'm okay with paying a bit more money for the property because I know that it's going to attract the right kind of tenant that I'm looking for, but also because I know that over time, it's going to appreciate, it's going to increase in value more than a property that's in a neighborhood that isn't so desirable. It's going to appreciate higher and at a faster rate. So on average, you can bet on, well, not bet on, but like historically, real estate appreciates at about a rate of 5%. Well, in the area where I buy, that's closer to 10 to 15%, which is fantastic. It's definitely beating what you'll see year over year gains in the stock market. It also means that I'm able to attract that great tenant. The first thing is to buy in a great neighborhood where people want to live. The next is also about the kind of property and how you fix it up. I do nicer finishes in my properties, nicer floors, nicer cabinets. I do quartz countertops in the kitchen, as well as the bathroom, higher end paint. Not only do these types of materials look better, but they also last a little bit longer. And here's the deal. I learned this tip from a real estate investor that I follow here on YouTube, and his name is The Fruitful Investor. The labor costs the same to install the cheap material or the expensive material. So you might as well fork up just a little bit more money for the materials that are going to last, because it's going to cost you the same to install them. So you're not really saving any money on that front. But I believe you are saving money in the long run because you're not going to have to replace those things after every tenant moves out. That's my second tip, is to use higher end materials and to make the property look nicer. I'm going to insert some pictures of one of my properties, and you can see that it looks great. And we actually staged it before putting it on the market to take those photos, as well as for potential prospective tenants to come and see. And that's, another touch to say, hey, look, I care. Like, this is a beautiful home. This is a place that people would want to be in. So that's that second tip. Then the third tip is to properly screen and vet your tenant. I have a pretty extensive application form and vetting process that I got from another mentor of mine, Dr. Joe Asamoah. Shout out to Dr. Joe if you're watching this. But it's a pretty extensive application. But I think the key is to follow up on all of the information that prospective tenants, the applicants, give you on the application. So I ask for 3 the current landlord plus 2 previous landlords, the current employer plus 2 previous, and I follow up with all of them. I verify the information that they put down on their application, such as like the time that they lived there or they worked there. I ask about, whether they left the property in clean, in good condition, if there were any repairs needed after the tenant moved out. I ask about, as an employee, are they on time? Are they responsible? Because you want to get that information not just from the first previous landlord, because you never know. Like, that landlord may be itching to get rid of that tenant. That's why I ask all of the information of the two previous employers and landlords to make sure that I'm getting, that the information on the application is actually true. So that is my third tip, which is you want to fully vet and screen your applicants before you offer them the place. The other part of my vetting and screening process is I meet all of my prospective tenants and I interview them when they come to visit the property. I ask them why they're looking to move, where they live. I also look at the condition of their car, if they drove. I also go on an interview at their current place to see what it looks like. So I go for a home visit. The reason for this is because the way that that tenant keeps their car or their home is the way that they are going to keep your place. I don't want somebody who's really dirty or who doesn't take care of their home or their car, because I know that in a couple of months that's what my property is going to look like. So, and I'm very upfront about having that be part of my process, and I let all my prospective tenants know. And I'm actually okay if that screens some people out, if it makes them not want to apply. I'm totally fine with that, because then I know that it's probably not a match. Because ultimately, like, that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone who is going to be a match for the property and a match for me. Those are my 3 tips on finding and keeping really great tenants in your rental properties. If there are any other topics that you would like to learn about in real estate investing, in finance, in financial freedom, leave a comment down below and I'd love to film that for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye.